Hi, Irene here from Irene's Paper Addiction. I have a one-page layout for you today featuring this sweet little photo of my granddaughter from her third birthday. This is a jacket she received from my sister, little denim jacket with the fur around. She looks so cute in it. And I'm going to be pulling my inspiration from this magazine, the Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. And I really liked this layout here with the paper strips behind it. So I figured I'm going to just do the one side, and then you have the one photo larger. It's a 5x7 with a couple of embellishment clusters. And the paper that I'm going to use is what I'm thinking, this Floral Impressions. This is from the Floral Impressions paper pack. But I'm thinking I'm going to cut down strips of paper, just kind of isolating each colorway of the paper. And then I'm thinking for my background, I'm going to bring in this Country Woods paper. I really like the Country Woods paper pack. It's a great neutral. It's going to tie in really well there. And then for a couple of other neutrals, this is from the Woven Textures paper pack. And I'm figuring I'm going to probably mat it on one or both of those papers. So let me cut everything down. Like I said, I'm going to do strips. I'm thinking about 1.5 inches or so, and then I'm going to alternate them between a more solid tone-on-tone paper that's going to match each colorway. So let me cut everything down and we can start putting this together. So I cut down all my strips. I'm going to adhere down my Country Woods paper here with a couple of glue dots just so everything doesn't move around. And I inked up all my strips in Pecan Pie. It's a great medium tone brown. So I cut these 1.5 inches and then the more plain paper at 1 inch. And I laid them out and I staggered them, and then I just figured out where I liked them. And then I measured down from the top, doubled that distance, and just cut them off. So I'm just going to stagger these back and forth. All of the papers are from the same paper pack, except for this is from the Celebratory Sips, and this blue one here is from the Florals in Bloom. Oops, let me swap those around. I didn't have any blue to match this one, and the paper I wanted to use for this, I didn't have a big enough piece, so brought something else in. So I'm thinking something like that. I think that's going to look really cute. I've matted up or cut down a bunch of mats. The photo with the first white mat is a true 5x7, and then I went up 1/4 inch from there. It is a lot of mats. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use all of those, but this is kind of my thought. Definitely going to use the first set of mats, but I figured if I put that there, again, it's just one photo, so it can take up a whole lot of real estate. Then I was going to put a big floral cluster in this corner, a smaller one here. Not quite yet sure where I'm going to put my title, but I think what I'm going to use is Roar, which sounds really silly, but my granddaughter kept referring to this jacket as her Yayan Yacket. So, I mean, she was only 3 years old, so, and she does look like a cute little lion there. So, let me adhere everything down and determine if we're going to stay with this large mat, and then I'll bring in all of my embellishments. I adhered all of my strips down. You could use a T-square to line them up. I can see mine are a little bit crooked. I don't have one with me, so I eyeballed it as best I could. Did put my picture on all of those mats, so it's matted often. I stamped and die cut out a bunch of flowers from the Everyday You and Me collection, and I just did those in the Strawberry Slush. I did it in Timid Tiger. This is like a 2nd generation, and then in Daffodil Delight. And the leaves are also from that same collection, and those are done in both Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. So I'm just going to build up a cluster here down in the corner. I'm going to put a small cluster up in the top corner. I think I wanted to do something like this. Add a couple of leaves up on top. This is going to be a really small cluster here. And just a small little leaf here. And I brought in a couple of tags as well. This is from my stash. This is an Amazon purchase. So I will link, if I can find this one still. This is an older one down below, but any tag die will do. This one is just in Strawberry Slush, and then this is the same as that one, which is Darling Duckling, I believe. And then I just did a couple of little tiny sprigs as well from just things I had cut out previously. And then I'm just going to build up a larger cluster here down in this corner. Add a few more leaves. Let's add a couple of these smaller, cute little rosettes. But I'm thinking something along that line. And then we'll just get that all adhered down and go from there. Let's see, maybe a leaf here. Tuck in another rosette down here. But I'll adhere this all off camera, and then we can work on placing our title, and I'm going to do just a very small journaling square. I went ahead and adhered down all of my flowers. I chose to go with just the orange toned and the pink toned flowers because there was just so much going on. It was just way too distracting then with the yellow as well. I popped up a lot of them. Anywhere they were touching the photo, because it's been matted like 4 times, I would pop up the bottoms of the flowers, some of the leaves, along with my tags. I did the same thing with my title. And then this little flower cluster up here. Here's my journaling tag. And I just recorded that it was my granddaughter's 3rd birthday, that my sister gave her this cute little jacket, and that that my granddaughter called it her Yayan Yacket, and then the date. I'm going to tuck it in here and then cut a slit in my page protector so that I can pull it in and out, and then just added a little bit of string. The way I did, or was able to balance my journaling on the tag, was I printed it out to the size I wanted it. I took the die that was I used to cut out the tag, and then just drew around the journaling. Then I took my tag again, that one I was going to print. I centered it in the center, adhered it down with a little bit of adhesive, and then ran it back through my printer one more time. And it came out quite well. And like I said, I'm just going to tuck it in there with a little slit so you can pull it in and out. I hope you enjoyed my video today. I will list all the products that I used in the description below. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. And if you need any more additional scrapbooking inspiration, please click this video here. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.